Hello, yellow jello. I haven't come on and talked for a bit, and I'm sitting here in my garden with my beautiful little tree that I just planted. I named her Maria. I wanted to name her Lilith because I'm naming everything Lilith these days, but when I got her, all day, the only song that would go into my head was, Maria, Maria, you remind me of a West Side Story. Growing up in Spanish Harlem, living your life just like a movie star. Anyway, Maria. She's a Spanish olive tree. And I'm doing this as part of some work I'm doing on myself, some inner work, some magic work, and part of it was to plant a tree. And I had no expectations of what type of tree that I wanted, but when I went to the store, the olive trees called me in, and interestingly, I had just done a little bit of evocation work a couple weeks ago, and what I asked for more of was peace. And so within this work that I'm doing, the olive tree represents peace. I thought that was really beautiful. It's been a really interesting time for me, and I'm hearing like a lot of others out there are feeling it too. I definitely had a big unraveling in the last 3 weeks, and Mercury was in retrograde in the sign of Leo, and I learned so much more about Mercury, the planet, as the psychopomp, as the messenger of the gods and our soul. And I have 2 really important placements in Leo, my North Node, both in my design, if you know human design, as well as my, my sun natal chart, and Mars. Like Mars is literally on top of my North Node in my natal charts. Like they're right beside each other, like very, very close. And so Mars being like action and North Node being destiny. I just had a lot of realizations about just how far off the path we can be pulled, and how we can be so incredibly distracted, or I can be distracted. I'll speak to myself, and if this resonates, it resonates, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But just feeling really pulled off. And I had so many amazing things show up. Like my guides showed up, and they showed up in the form of real life people that I met at incredibly synchronistic and serendipitous times. And they showed up as like occurrences. They showed up as slamming my freaking face in the pavement. And like, I almost got killed a couple times. A 5-ton truck in front of me in the weirdest, most crazy thing happening right after Otherworld, to like my bike getting stolen, my car breaking down, being told I had to have a root canal, which, by the way, yesterday went to the dentist to get said root canal on the day Mercury went direct, and they changed the diagnosis. No root canal, which is so freaking crazy. And I feel like I've been sort of like noticing and realizing the things that I needed to change and where I needed to make amends. And a lot of it had to do with so much that I know has been coming to me over the last few years, but I just didn't really realize how to do it. And like asking to break patterns, like how do you break that pattern? How do you do that? How do you integrate the shadow? I watched a video where I talked about like not letting the shadows hold me back. And I think over 5 years, I've realized that it's not the shadows that hold you back. The shadows contain the gift. You have to integrate the shadow. You can't, because when you think of it as holding you back, as that holding you back energy, then it becomes the block rather than the integration. But when you can see that a seed is the holographic blueprint of everything that it will flourish, you realize that, a seed looks like a little dead, dried up thing, right? It's not. It has everything it has all the blueprint for everything. So really, shadows have the blueprint of the gift and the higher manifestation, that higher manifestation of you. And we live on all these different levels. We're here on the earth plane, bumping around in our, polarity, the positive and the negative, and bouncing back and forth, the positive, the negative, the positive, the negative. And then, we realize that, there's so much more being offered on offer, and the distractions are what keep us from understanding that. So today there is this really beautiful energy of luck. Venus and Jupiter are aligned with Sirius, the central sun. So I got this on very good authority. My beautiful friend, Projector Sarah, I call her Projector Sarah. She's so amazing. She sent me this astrologer a couple weeks ago. I've been listening to her. She's not even an astrologer. She's like, she understands the archetypes, so gets like where those archetypes are in the sky, like how they're affecting us. And so I've been listening to her. And so, we get all excited about Lionsgate energy, and the actual cosmic event doesn't happen at Lionsgate, but there is this really amazing thing happening right now. And this amazing thing is that Venus and Jupiter are aligned with Sirius, the central sun. And so what came to me today when I was really like, oh, I want to feel into this energy, I've been really paying homage to Venus. Like for me, I have Venus in the most Venusy spot in my chart. And I realized that over my life, like I have not honored the Venus in my chart the way that I should. Like I have like literally let her be in the shadows, and like, I mean, not always, but so I have Venus in Taurus. And for people who know about Taurus, like pleasure, all of these beautiful things. And I also have very specifically in the second gene key in line 5. And for those of you who know your gene keys, you know that the line 5 rules the whole hexagram, right? So it's like she wants to be exalted where she is in my chart. And I started to imagine her like in this spa-like bathroom, like with this round window with like, I drew it because that's how I synthesize this and like really bring it in, but just round window where there's a rose bush that like the window cracks open a bit. You can smell the rose bush and you can see the moon, and she's got this clawfoot bathtub and this mosaic floor and wainscoting and like the most beautiful bathroom. And this is where she comes every day to be in the water, because the second gene key is in the codon ring of water. It is the most feminine aspect. It's the most feminine place in all of astrology. And I've got Venus sitting there in her rulership in line 5. And holy crow, have I ever not been treating her that way? So anyways, Venus, I think of as like with Jupiter here in the Sirius, aligned with Sirius, which is our central sun, I think of Jupiter as like an incredibly wise elder, a male elder, a grandfather, a wise elder grandfather who loves his granddaughter so much. He wants her to be everything that she can be. He is not patriarchal. He does not confine her. He does not think that women should be objectified. He understands that women are the earth, and he has been teaching Venus this her whole life. This is my story, okay? And they are aligned with our central sun. So they are talking to one another. They're speaking to one another. He is giving her the wisdom. And she, in turn, is teaching him how this earth is changing, how we are becoming new earth energy. And she's bringing that feminine energy in. I never had a grandfather like in this play, in this life. I didn't have that grandfather energy. I think maybe I know a lot of people who had, but also when we think about those patriarchal things, those patriarchal tentacles, I want to call them, that have come up and they have choked us. They have choked that feminine energy. And I'm not just talking about people who have the feminine female genitalia. We have male and female inside of us. And I believe that, I know, not believe, like trans women are women. There are many different ways of embodying in this world the feminine, the femme. And I love and open my arms to every single one of them. But we see this like patriarchal male energy. So today is the opposite. Today is the energy of the father, not the father, the grandfather, the elder speaking to his granddaughter through our central sun. So if you can feel that in the feminine aspects of yourself, whoever you are, whatever genitalia you are walking, whatever meat soup puppet you have incarnated this incarnation in, and listen for those lessons, listen for what that would be, then you're going to receive something pretty beautiful. You have to let go of the distractions. Maybe put your hands on the earth. That's what I did yesterday, and I'm feeling so open. I am ready to receive these messages. Now, I did buy a lottery ticket today, which is not something I normally do, but this very sweet, wise woman who was sharing the astrology of the week said, buy a lottery ticket. I think it's funny. It's just kind of part of the Leela, part of the play, you know? And yeah, that was the other thing for me, is that this Mercury retrograde, this message coming through from my grandpappy, my elder, my Jupiter, speaking to my beautiful little Venus in her spa-like bathroom. She's ready to hear her grandpa. Is that you do sometimes have to let go of the smaller story. No, you have to let go of the smaller story to let the larger story emerge. It's okay to be in the smaller story. The minor arcana is what shows us where we rise up, where we can be, where the shadows are, where the seeds are, where we can germinate and plant and put things into fertile ground so that they crack the casing that binds the bounty that is your soul, that is your journey, like who you're here to be. Anyway, I don't know. These are just some ramblings and musings for today, but I'm going to put this on YouTube and then maybe put it on Facebook. I don't know. This just all channeled through me today. Didn't even know I was going to do this. I just came out to sit with Maria. She reminds me of a West Side Story. Growing up in Spanish Harlem. Living a life just like a movie star. Anyway, love to you. Happy Tuesday, August 12th. Venus hanging out with her elder, Grandpappy Jupiter. And I hope you all have the most auspicious and beautiful day.